two beds were like 28.50 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're 22.
Yeah, that's a big drop.
That's a big drop. But it's the reality of it. And the number one driver of what places a tenant is going to be pricing.
Yeah, right, absolutely. Pricing's always king. Hello, everyone, and welcome to Bamboo, Vancouver's property management and investment podcast. This week, I have Kyle Grant from Royal LePage.
Yeah. Wilson
Croft. Yeah. And so basically, we're just going to go over about the goings-ons in the property management world, since that's pretty much what the show's about.
Always nice to meet with a fellow colleague and kind of walk over what the market is.
From the trenches.
Yeah. Oh, geez.
So I guess we would start a little bit earlier. What did you do before you joined the world of property management?
Kind of a little bit of everything. I ran a bar for a decade. Mm-hmm. While I did that, I'm still a shareholder in an accounting company.
Oh, wow.
I was licensed to sell insurance and mutual funds, and did that for a few months until I realized I liked selling the beans as opposed to counting them.
Oh, fair enough,
so to speak.
Yep.
So yeah, no, I still do the odd tax return for a friend, but just I kind of like being in the trenches.
Yeah. It's kind of funny that you, as usual, almost everyone in real estate comes from bars.
Almost always, yeah.
Everybody. You get old enough to be either a bar manager or you end up in real estate. So those are the two options.
If you're working in a bar until you're like 40,
yep,
you either go into real estate or you go to IHOP.
Dude,
no offense to people who work at IHOP.
No, don't get us canceled, man.
I'm definitely getting a bad review on that
one. So I guess getting into everything going on in the market, we have really been in a shifting market. Like from last year to this year, on an average, down like 200 and some odd, 240-ish for Greater Vancouver and that. What is going on? What's driving this?
I mean, it's going to be a hot take.
Don't get us canceled. I told you.
It's going to be a hot take, but there's a lot of geopolitical shifts. Everybody I know is broke.
Yeah.
That's also it. Is landlords are broke, tenants are broke. Defaults in general are up like 30%.
Okay. Insurance is not broke.
Insurance isn't broke.
They make a lot of money.
Yeah, kind of still got to pay mine. But in the grand scheme of things, the geopolitics of the area has changed.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, look at Surrey, look at Douglas, look at SFU, and
yeah, definitely
and UBC. They're all laying
students
off.
Students are down.
They're laying off thousands of staff.
Yeah.
And I'm not making this up. Like, this is the reality on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
They shut off immigration almost completely.
Yeah, those taps definitely dried up pretty quick, and
that's
been a lot lack of students now. Right?
So now you've got, and it started with the one beds.
Mm-hmm.
It started with the little 450, 500 square foot one beds. Now it's 600 square foots, and then it trickled up because everything came down.
Yeah, I guess, because each thing's going down.
It all cascaded. It just took a while to do so.
Yeah.
But the frankly, not to be like, hey, use Kyle because he's a pessimist, but the rental market's soft.
It is very soft. Right
it's like the sales market, and then people looking at buying a 500 square foot one bed, they're going to sit on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're like, oh, you know what? Let's just wait.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people holding off at the sidelines, waiting for that sign. Before it was, how high is the mortgage rate's going to go? Then it became how low it is. And then, now there's always another reason to wait. I
mean, and I do most of my work out in Langley, Aldergrove. Like,
mm-hmm.
like I'm a bit farther out.
Yeah.
But two beds were like 28.50 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're 22.
Yeah, that's a big drop.
That's a big drop. But it's the reality of it. And the number one driver of what places a tenant is going to be pricing.
Yeah, right, absolutely. Pricing's always king. So for the market right now, what are some of the things that landlords are just completely missing the point on, like missing the mark to try and get their place rented? I mean, obviously price is a factor, but are there any other I guess, tips or things that are kind of seem to get overlooked, if you will, for getting a place rented?
Yeah, something we've started doing is if I walk into a place and I'm giving a consult and I'm talking to an owner, you know, hey, like this place is worth like $1,800.
Yeah,
but it needs to be cleaned.
Yeah, the clean is always a big one.
Like it's okay. People will come in
Yep.
and they'll wear their shoes, they'll drag leaves in, stuff like that. But if you walk in and the sink's dirty,
yeah, that's
game.
insane. You get that the ring around the bathtub. That's another big one.
Yeah, we're like, well, simple caulking, like a bathtub. You can scrape the caulk off. You can get it redone for less than $500.
Yeah,
and if it's empty for a month, you're out $2,000.
Yeah.
So do the caulking, get the place cleaned, do professional carpet cleaning.
Yeah. Replace your light bulbs. That's another big one.
Yeah.
Come into places and
that's a good one. Yeah.
Dude, how did you twist the knob?
Right?
You'll be all right.
Light bulbs I'll do myself.
Yeah.
It's like if you walk into a condo and the power's out or something stupid like that.
That's a common one, especially since the vacancies have been happening. Some landlords forget to switch it back into the name, come in to do a showing at nighttime and just flick nothing. You're like, oh no. Oh, now we're doing a showing with a iPhone light.
And if
awkward.
And if you need to get a hold of BC Hydro business people,
yeah,
like the ones that do business accounts, they close at 4.
Yeah, so you're definitely hooped.
You're hooped. You're hooped till the next day. Hey, can you come back tomorrow? No, you're screwed. You're done.
Now, you just touched in on when you're going into a consult and dealing with the pricing. What are some of the landlords making the mistakes on with their pricing, other than being too high, of course, but you're trying to gauge what the price is of a home.
Mm-hmm.
What sources are you using? Because we ran into a lot of times where a lot of the DIY landlords are using like Facebook Marketplace, which is generally full of lunatics. Is this available? And then ghost, right? And they also, they go on about, we get lots of calls about it, but it's like, yeah, but they're mostly just people asking if it's available and then disappearing or trying to put 9 people into a 500 square foot 1-bedroom. So as far as pricing goes, like what is your method to get a fairly good area of what a price should be? Because again, with the rentals as well, once they get rented, they just disappear.
Yeah.
There's no MLS to say rented X amount. Well, I guess there is MLS now, but it's not used that exactly.
I mean, the only problem with the MLS is that it's only accessible to realtors, and not every property manager is a realtor. There's a staunch difference.
Mm-hmm.
So you're not going to get reasonable data from that.
Absolutely. It's a very small amount.
And just like I've got a truck sitting out in the driveway here,
mm-hmm.
I could list it tomorrow for $100,000.
Yep.
Doesn't mean it's going to sell for that.
Exactly.
So popping on Facebook Market and being like, well, 2-beds seem to be advertised for this
mm-hmm.
is not going to help you.
No.
What you have to do is you have to gauge interest and know that. And what we do is we basically take our ads off every week.
Okay.
And we repost them and we see feedback and we call the people viewing it for feedback.
Yeah.
So our biggest resource on determining pricing is going to be our experience.
Yeah, absolutely.
It has nothing to do with going on Facebook Market and saying, a two-bed condo in Langley is going for 24 because I see 500 people in the towers advertising it as that.
Yeah. That's just what it's asking for, right?
You can ask whatever you want.
Yeah.
But the reality of it is, you need to price as cheap as you can afford.
Yeah.
Right now, especially.
Which is tough right now because it's so expensive.
A lot of people can't afford to price what it should be worth. But at the same time, I mean, we don't control the market.
No.
You and me don't control it.
I would like to.
All we can do is,
if I could, I'd be doing it.
And I mean, you and me don't get paid unless people get paid.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? I mean, if I can place a unit for like a 2-bed condo in Langley for $1,900,
mm-hmm.
And the owner tells me to advertise it for $2,000, mm-hmm. and I'm like, $2,000 is too high.
Yeah.
And it sits empty for 2 months. It takes them 24 months to make that difference.
Exactly. You're chasing that. That's that landlord math, right?
You're chasing that, right?
Yeah.
So that would be my one point on that is like, is trust the expertise,
mm-hmm.
right? Because you and me know we're on the ground.
Yeah.
like you can go for a 1-bed in New West. You can tell me what it's worth like that. And you might even be a bit conservative in this market.
Yeah, of course.
Right?
Yeah.
But you asked me for a 2-bed in Langley. I can give you a number. Mm-hmm. It just might not be the number you like.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's unfortunately, it's just,
yeah.
We're not here to give special news. It's just what it is.
Yeah.
Like we just tell you what the market is. So don't get mad.
We're not in the business of making people happy.
No, unfortunately.
Right. Shoot.
Oh no, the truth has come up. No.
So canceled.
Now with the pricing, it changes. Like tenant behavior has also changed. We talk about people ghosting and stuff like that. When we were in a way hotter market, I mean, you'd get 4 applications before you even showed it to anybody type of thing. Now there's a lot of shopping around and just ignoring you or doing these sort of things. Have you noticed any other types of like fundamental changes for tenants in the recent, we'll say 8 months, since that's really when the market started going?
I mean, you kind of hit on it where people will be like, hey, is this still available?
Yeah.
Because that is a very simple Facebook button. I think that
they need to get rid of it. They got one on live.rent too now.
Click. Is this still available? Is this still available? And they're not even looking at the ads. And then they're looking at it and they're like, I got a Chihuahua.
Yeah.
And I'm like, cool. This unit doesn't allow a Chihuahua. Like,
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's life. We don't control that.
No.
We're finding, specifically with Facebook, about 4 to 5 showings aren't showing up.
Yeah, I just had,
or they're canceling last minute, or they're like
four in my unit out at UBC, and just no one showed up. I'm like, oh, that's fun.
And I won't mention it on here too much, but I had one lady that was like, you need to get back. She messaged our group at like 8 o'clock at night. She's like, you need to get back to me today.
Wow.
And we're like, nope. Like I did email her. It was 5 a.m. the next day when I typically get up and start like moving things around.
Right, are you the Rise and Grind guy?
I'm the Rise and Cry guy. But so I because one of my team members was like, you need to get back to this lady. Like, we can't have her leaving reviews or anything like that.
Yeah,
so,
fair enough.
So I got back to her and I was like, all right, cool. Like, I can show you Friday between like at 12 or at 6. Mm-hmm. And she's like, no, you have to show me at 4.
Yeah.
I'm like, well,
a bit more demanding, I guess.
And I'm like looking at my calendar. I was like, I'd like to oblige that, but I'm like, I got my physio at 2, and I've got another showing at 3, and I've got another showing at 4.
Yeah.
Like, I simply can't do it.
Yeah, that's fair enough. And people do have things to do.
And but what she's doing is she's out looking at 20 units, so she might not even be a tenant for this particular unit.
Yeah.
Right.
That's also the thing that I've noticed is that with that type of pushiness, it's becoming a little bit more commonplace, I guess, because there's so many places that, the power dynamic has shifted
a little bit. Yeah. It used to be like, oh, I just won't rent to you. Now it's like, I want to rent to you.
Yeah. But
can you just not be crazy?
Yeah, well, exactly. Right.
Please don't cancel me.
But that's like one of those things that you look at with some of the tenancies. And it's interesting because if you're being that pushy and kind of aggressive prior to being in the contract, I can't wait to see what happens when you're in it. So, I mean, as far as the tenancies goes, even if that, you're probably dodging a bullet, to be perfectly honest, because,
100%.
Sometimes parts are going to take more than an hour to get in for, a broken stove or whatever, right? So I don't mind almost, because if someone's going to tip their hand that early in the game, by all means. That's
kind of, and that's what I told my associate that was dealing with it. And I was like, look, like, she's telling us right now that she's not going to be a viable tenant.
Yeah, absolutely not. And that's a good tip for a lot of the DIY landlords, because we have a fair amount that listen to our show. They're like, if you've got someone like that, just take the writing on the wall and move on to the next one, because this person's going to be a pain.
If they need a decision in like 30 seconds, and they're like, I need to see it today at 4, and I want a decision by tomorrow at noon.
Yeah.
Walk.
Oh, absolutely.
Get away from it.
Yeah. It's funny to see too, I guess maybe because some of the landlords have started to get into that desperation type of phase. And I've just noticed that a lot of the tenants applying now, even before they apply, like, oh, we're going to do this and I'm going to move in here. Like, you're going to finish filling out the application first, and then we're going to check it, kind of thing, right?
And I need 24 hours by the time I talk to your
Landlord
reference.
Yeah.
I'm not going to use employment reference because that's not technically allowed.
Yeah.
But whatever references you give me, and I need to look at your proof of income, and I need to look at your credit bureau, and unfortunately, we're showing it at 7:00 at night.
Mm-hmm.
My assistant's not working. The credit check will be done tomorrow around noon.
Yep. They're pretty quick with those credit checks, though. Like,
they're pretty good.
They used to take forever. Now it's like, bang,
boom, instant. But you still need someone to sit at a computer and type in all their details and stuff
absolutely,
like that.
right? That's usually the last step because it's the only one that costs.
But if you're like, I need to know right now if I can have the unit.
Yeah. That's usually, for me, that's usually red flag.
Yeah.
Especially if they need it like in short order. You know, if they need to move in next week. How are you in such a rush?
Wonder.
Like, I'm going to make sure I really wait until your landlord calls me back because do they know you're leaving yet? Right? And that's another one that you have to check out for, like the red flags, which is actually a good segue because one of our questions here is when you're screening for the tenants, what are some of the red flags? We've already covered a couple of them, but that kind of can be overlooked. You know, if you don't see this, a landlord will rent their own place usually, 3-4 times. We do that usually minimum per month. So we see a lot more stuff. What do you think are a couple of the red flags that may get overlooked that,
I mean, for me, big credit check, debt load. Debt load. So if I pull somebody's credit bureau and the guy's making I always try to make sure they can basically pass the mortgage test.
Okay.
So let's say a guy's making $100K and he's got $40K in debt.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, that's a lot.
Yeah.
But his credit bureau could still be 700.
Mm-hmm.
That's still not a good credit check.
Yeah.
Because eventually those debtors are going to come knocking.
Yeah, of course, right?
Right? Like it's as long as it's not a car. There's revolving versus installment payments, stuff like that.
Yeah, or because obviously if someone has a mortgage,
and
it's going to be up.
And we kind of already talked on it. It would be urgency.
Yeah. So
like if somebody messages me, I mean today's March 31st, so if somebody messaged me being like, "Can I move in April 1st?"
Mm-hmm.
I would be like, "Why?"
Yeah. What's the sudden rush there?
If you're willing to screw your current landlord,
it's 100% going to be on you.
Yeah. If you're willing to screw your current landlord, you're going to do it to me at the end.
Absolutely.
So that would be like, I was asked why. Right now, if somebody calls me and they're like, I've got a place for rent, I'd be like, May 15, June 1, maybe.
Yeah, because you got to give always prepare for that month.
Yeah.
Notice.
Well, and oftentimes somebody will be like, all right, cool. Like I want like let's say it's April 10.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, cool, I want the unit. April 13, we've checked all their references, pulled their credit, looked at proof of income, double checked their ID to make sure
they are them.
they are who they say they are, stuff like that. It'll be like, cool. And they're like, all right, I got to give my landlord notice. I'm like, thank you for saying that.
Yeah, absolutely. Right.
Like if you're not going to screw that guy, you're not going to screw me.
Yeah.
What do you think about splitting May?
Oh, okay.
Because that gives you 2 weeks to move.
Mm-hmm.
And oftentimes, and this is where I find peak tenants.
Yeah.
is they're willing to split the month. They'll double pay for 2 weeks because that allows them to move over slowly.
Yeah. Less
damage to the unit. It gives them time to clean.
Yeah, that's another. The cleaning. It's always come back to the cleaning.
Because the cleaning. I mean, you got to be out like 1 o'clock the last day of the month, and then the new guy gets keys 10 o'clock the next day. You're not going to get a cleaner.
Yeah, especially at the end of the month. Finding cleaners at the end of the month is nuts.
Game over.
Yeah, well, I mean, one of the things that I've been doing is I keep a cleaner on call, basically. So I reserve.
You're like, here's $200.
Yeah, and if I need you, great. And if not, enjoy the $200.
Go have dinner. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, obviously they take other jobs. They're not just waiting around twiddling their thumbs, but just knowing that it's okay, if something goes sideways here, I've got somebody. Thank you.
That's amazing. That's actually a really good idea. Just keep them on retainer like a lawyer.
Yeah, basically. Just a smidge ahead of time, right? Because I find in anything real estate, any surprises are usually bad. If something comes up, it's oh my God, now what?
Right.
very rarely, unless it's the good stuff, like where they, leave you a bottle of champagne in the fridge or something like this, right?
Supreme Court issues a decision at noon.
Yeah,
on
that type of
Tuesday,
stuff, right?
Stuff,
yeah, that's a thing. We won't get into that yet, because then we'll get into some trouble.
We'll leave that one alone, yeah.
Yeah. That'll be for the next show. Now with it's being more tricky to rent to places, are there any upgrades or anything that will help a listing rent faster and or for more money? I mean, obviously cleaning is one of the paramount ones that gets overlooked, but is there any things that you've noticed as far as tenants looking for anything in particular or being excited about something?
I mean, a cleaning's paramount.
Yeah.
Like if you're going into a dirty unit, you're not going to rent it. You're going to be like, hey, and we've had units where we're like, we're going to clean prior to you moving in. Yada yada yada.
Still doesn't hold too long.
It doesn't. It doesn't go. It sucks.
Yeah.
A cleaning. It doesn't show in photos, but it does show in person.
Yeah.
And people will touch things, right? Like your table's dirty.
Yeah.
Dirty.
Same with the you're talking about the touching things, the stainless steel appliances, the older ones. Mm-hmm. Holy hell! Well, everybody touches them, just like handprint. It's like no.
And I've got a scratch and dent appliance place. Like we've just started swapping appliances out.
Really?
Yeah. So we found if somebody comes in and they look, and there's appliances with plastic on them.
Yeah.
They're like,
oh, it must be
this guy cares.
Yeah.
That light colored paint, if your place is painted like dark brown, maybe paint it like a light gray.
Yeah. Upgrading that from the builder's beige, man. I got a whole gang of units down at the Carnarvon Towers there in New West. And the original is that builder's beige. And man, it is dated. Something
it just makes it feel like a cave.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, and it always looks dirty.
Yeah.
I don't know why that was such a trendy color in the early 2000s. But it doesn't look right. It always looks it reminds me of the smoker's yellow wool almost,
funny enough, I'm colorblind.
Yeah.
And I made that mistake when we first moved into my condo. We painted it, and I was like, my wife was sick at the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, hey, I need to pick out paint colors because I'm going to paint it before we move in.
Yeah.
Because it was just Oxford white.
Mm-hmm.
It was just a builder white.
Yeah.
And I was like, cool, let's do a coffee white.
Yeah.
Except I'm colorblind. And then I painted the thing carrot red.
Oh, nice.
Yep.
I'm sure she was stoked.
No idea. She was pissed. Literally, we painted it, and her dad came over and was like, he's like, we need to go and find a way to fix this.
You're right, because she's going to freak out.
And then we repainted the place, but it was just dark brown at the end. And then we went to sell it last year, and just we're like, yeah, no, we're just going to do gray.
Yeah, the millennial gray.
Millennial gray, yeah, just on everything. And same gray it's on the wall in here.
Yeah. No,
if that's not blue.
Or wooden wall.
Oh, yeah.
It's real. Now I'm busted. Thanks.
But yeah, anyways, lighter color.
Yeah. Yeah, lighter colors make it brighter.
Upgrading appliances helps. If you go into a house right now and it's got that black stove.
Yep.
That black plastic fridge.
Mm-hmm.
You can replace all that stuff for $2,000.
Yeah, especially if you're
going to place a month earlier.
Yeah. Everyone's going after the stainless, and now it's nice to get the stainless that's been around long enough that if you want to quickly replace those, you can find heaps of them at the used places.
Yeah,
so you can do a fraction of the cost and do it right now, type of thing, right?
I could have a stainless steel fridge delivered to a house tomorrow.
Yeah, which is super nice, right? So I think upgrading your appliances, even if it's just for the look. Because I've also run into some landlords that are concerned, because they're still thinking on that sales mind, not the landlord mind. And there's they're two different things, right? And they're concerned, all the appliances won't be the same brand. And it's nobody cares.
Nobody cares.
Are they all silver? Cool. Carry on.
Right.
Right?
I can't think of a single tenant that's the fridge is Frigidaire and the microwave is Whirlpool, and
so I can't do that.
No, I'm out.
Yeah, as long as they work and they're not trashed.
They're it's a nice looking 2-bed for $2,000. Sweet.
Yep. And that's actually one of those things that with the landlords have to always get them out of that sales mind, because they're all, we put in the high-end light switches. Tenant doesn't care. Does this turn on and off? We're good. So the landlords need to kind of shift from that. They don't need the brand name, whatever. They need it to work, and it needs to look good. Those are the two things.
And looking good is like, oh, it's premium.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's rentals are weird.
Yep.
When it comes to that, like,
and the blinds. Those are the one that, like, every time you see a brand new unit, the developer has used the cheapest, most useless ass blinds they can find. They tin, and if you sneeze, they bend. And then you have that conversation with the landlord. Oh, the tenant trashed the blinds. Like, no, they just open and close them once, and
they're just broken.
That was it. They're garbage. So, like, I guess if your landlord wants to avoid problems, switch out your blinds.
Little 6-inch wooden ones, like,
or the thick plastic ones, like
3-inch, whatever. I don't know what's 3 or 6 or it's all average.
I'm not going to make the joke on that one. But definitely will get canceled.
You might want to cut that one out.
No. But it's also true with the blinds, and it's places, especially built in like the 2000s, that they put blinds in front of the sliding glass door.
Mm-hmm.
What a dumb idea. Like, switch those to drapes immediately, because they're going to have to go up and down, up and down, up and down every time you go out the door. They're going to break.
My German Shepherd puppy, she's 11, she's like 4.5. All right, so she'd be like 18 weeks old.
Mm-hmm.
She jumped up and ripped the blinds right off my doors.
Yes.
And I've got the little teeny ones.
Yeah.
That on both doors, and she just jumped up. She's like, I need out. And just rip that crap right off. I'm like, all right, well, those are done.
Yeah, I know. It's just one of those, like, if you're gonna rent, you almost need to like prepare your unit for rent. I guess what it comes down to, it's like spend those couple of extra bucks to do that.
The most resilient stuff you can put in there.
Yeah.
Just like assume everything in your rental is going to be abused.
Yeah, and that's not a slate on the.
It might not be.
Yeah, but just prepare for it, so that way you're preemptively protected.
I mean, if I'm moving into your rental, I don't own any of that stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I don't own this table. I don't, like, if I was going to live here, I don't own any of this. Why would I treat it the way I would treat something at my own house?
Yeah. Yeah. It's not really like yours. So,
yeah.
And again, it's not a slight on any tenants. Most of the time, everything's fine. But you do have to assume that, like, some things may get used more or banged up more, and it's just the way it is. If you can preemptively strike that, you'll have less problems.
Well, and you got to watch that depreciation schedule that RTB has too.
Yeah, exactly.
Because, I mean, paint's considered fully depreciated after 4 years. So why would you spend huge money on paint as opposed to just using a like a resilient paint?
Yeah.
That's nice, and you do it once every 10 years. But if the tenant messes it up, you still got to patch it.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's on you.
What
is it? Laminate's good for 10 years. Carpet's good for,
I think it's about 8 for carpet, and that, especially, and again with the developers on that, the original carpets, there's certain parts like the high traffic areas, and they just turn black.
Yeah, and
you have tenants, and you're like, hey, I tried to clean it. I'm like, yeah, I know, man. Like, this is not on you.
You want to be reasonable, but it's just using more resilient stuff, and you're running a business.
Yep, absolutely.
Right.
I mean, going back to the light bulbs thing, now that we have LEDs, just switch them. You never have an argument about a dead light bulb again, because they last for, 100 years or something.
We actually had a unit in Langley. So they've had these LED puck lights. They went in the ceiling.
Yeah.
They were good for about 2,000 hours.
That's a lot of hours.
It was a lot of hours for about 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
But then we had to start replacing them.
Yeah.
And that was a struggle and a half, being like, hey, while we're in here paying a guy to swap these puck lights, because it's not like screwing a light bulb.
Yeah, it's a full thing, right?
You got to unplug it, do that. You basically, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, fair enough.
It's more like we need to pay a guy to come in and do this.
Yeah.
Trying to convince the owner to just do all of them all at once.
Yeah, exactly.
just like if you have LED lights and one of them's going, just get in there and just swap everything.
Yeah, because the other ones are obviously going to be not too far behind.
And you're talking the difference between a $5 light bulb and like $50 in light bulbs, but you're the one guy that's still going to charge you for 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
He's still going to be there for 2 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
Yeah, so does he hit it all with one shot?
Just do it all. Yeah.
Yeah, we actually had a landlord who very intelligently, they had come in for one of their bath toilets. And so while they were there, they got the plumber to check all the other ones. And they found just like little things, you know, you're talking about the caulking. One of the, in the other bathroom, the wax ring was going. But it's like, yeah, you're going to be charged for that call out. You might as well use the rest of the time for something. They're already there.
Well, and it's truck charges.
Yeah.
Right? Like the guy's going to bill you $200 just to come to site.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's incremental time. Yeah. So if he's there like an hour or 3, it's cheaper than having him come out a second time.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So that's insane. Like if you've got someone coming in, get them to check the other things while you're there.
Yeah.
It's just save some money. And as you said, you got to think more of it as a business, as a landlord, not just some guy or girl who's got a place.
You don't want to nickel and dime it.
No.
It's still one of your single biggest investments, and that's...
Absolutely. And that's the thing that I think a lot of people get lost in, that nickel and dime. And they say, oh, I have to spend an extra $200. It's like, but you just save yourself the extra truck cost, extra headache, possible conflict with your tenant, the stress of that. Like, how much is that extra for? Exactly. Another flood possibility. Like, there's so many things that you're saving by just spending that extra couple of bucks to not have that problem. Especially with the stress part about it. Like, people do not take that into account, that not being stressed is very good. You know? Right? I mean, you're not worried about that flood and how many floors did it go down. You know?
Well, and the liability of it, especially if you're in like a condo, and you're like, oh, cool, like I don't want to look at the second toilet, but it's cracked.
Yep.
Eventually, you're on the 4th floor, so what's below you?
Yeah, 4 more floors or 3 more floors. Actually.
Exactly.
1, 2.
So stupid.
Now, I guess it comes down with people who are self-managing right now. At what moment do you think they should consider property management? Not like right off the bat. I mean, that's obviously a self-serving answer.
Right. I mean, I like yesterday.
Yeah, but like, is it the stress? Is it too much time consuming?
I would focus more on the time. So, like, okay, so I mean, at the end of the day, what does a property manager cost?
8%.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be anywhere between 8 and 10%. Mm-hmm. They're going to do a better job maintaining your property than you are, unless you're really handy.
Yeah.
But what is your time worth?
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So if you're a doctor or a lawyer or even an accountant making like $100 an hour, what are you doing? Mm-hmm. Looking after your rental. If you're in a position to have a rental portfolio.
Yeah.
What are you doing managing it yourself?
Yeah, I guess if you're in the position to. I mean, some people have to save those bucks in this current economic place we are.
See, and I aspire to have as much free time as those people to where it's not that valuable.
Yeah.
Right? That's kind of like if you have the means to have a rental portfolio, you've got 2 to 3 units. At that point, you should be looking at a property manager.
Yeah. Especially with the checks in throughout the tenancy, which a lot of people don't do. It's
check-ins crazy. And you want that 2:00 in the morning phone call?
Yeah, right.
Like I had one last week.
Yeah.
I mean, we're in a group chat. I message you guys at 2:00 in the morning all the time.
Yeah.
Stuff happens. That's just the reality of property management. Mm-hmm. And you do the same. And like we're all like, congratulations, there's a leak over at, honestly, I don't really know New West that well, but
somewhere over there,
somewhere that way. But you get back to it, and it's the client is a doctor who makes $200 an hour or $300 an hour. It's not worth the 8 hours it's going to take him. To manifest that. To deal with that, because it's not when you're dealing with something like a flood. Mm-hmm. It's not just I had to go to the site for 2 hours. It's an hour there, an hour back.
Yep.
By the time you get up, get in the truck, go,
Yeah.
it's an hour. Now you're at 4. And then now we have to liaise with their insurance company.
Yep.
Now we're looking at 8 hours. More than that, even. Like, the total all in is 12 to 18 hours by the time we deal with the flood.
Yeah.
And that's without us actually attending site properly.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right? So that if your time's worth 100, even $50 an hour, like, you're still paying $1,000 and you still got to worry about that.
Yeah. Instead of just, you go handle it and call me when you're done.
Yeah. That's, I always tell clients, if aside from the monthly statements, if you hear from me, it's bad news.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate part. A lot of the time we're the angel of death.
Yeah.
If I'm calling, it's going to cost you money.
It's
sucks,
it's bad news. I'm calling for permission or to tell you to open an insurance claim.
Yeah.
There's not really a lot of in between.
No. Don't know. I have been fixing that though. Giving market updates. We got our podcast now.
Yeah,
we're
podcast helps.
Being less of an angel of death. It's better.
Make people cry less. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And bring a little bit more happiness to it, which is one of the weird things between the sales side and the rental side. That the sales side is a little bit more cheery. People are happy to get their place or happy to get it sold, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Rental side a little bit more gritty, just to say the least.
When people rent properties, they're always like, "If I ever hear from you, it's bad news."
Yeah.
Right. Whereas sales, it's like, "Congratulations, you bought a house.
Yeah.
Congratulations, you sold your house." It's like a guy with a boat.
Yeah.
Not that I've sank a couple
of them.
but the best day of a boater's life is when they buy a boat and they sell it.
Fair enough.
Right. So
yeah, I've got a buddy who just bought his new boat and he's like really excited about it. It's big.
Wish him luck.
Yeah. I mean, it's the second one, but it's still, I don't know. And there's a lot of work going into that. I don't think I'll ever be interested in buying one. I'd be friends with people who have them. Thanks, Cal.
Yeah, best boat is not your own.
Right? Exactly. Shoot. So we've been saying that the market has been down for a while. I mean, you're gradually going down in that. What do you figure your outlook is for the next, say, 2 years even? Like, I mean, obviously you don't have a crystal ball. If you did, we'd be at the horse track right now. But do you see improvement coming? If so, from where? Or what do you think will help sort of pick up? Likely the sales market will follow the same, but for the rental market in particular, what do you think will kind of pick it back up again?
Okay, so we're talking about the next 2 years.
Yeah. Ish.
Okay.
Maybe longer.
I think we got about 6 months to a year of stuff just continuing the way it's going.
Okay.
Where it's going to get a bit softer, a little bit softer, a little bit softer. Mm-hmm. And again, hate being the angel of death, but that is the reality on the ground.
Yeah.
I think after about a year, you're going to start to see things stabilize. Mm-hmm. And that's because housing starts stopped about 2 years ago.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed. Is there's a lot of cranes, but none of them are moving.
Exactly. Developers have paused.
Yeah.
Nobody's putting forks in the ground. Like it's one of those, it's just one of those things. Mm-hmm. I think you'll start to see it upswing a bit. Mm-hmm. I don't want to get political, but I think you're about election away from it.
Yeah. Okay.
You're just about you're like at any given time you're 4 years away from change.
Yeah.
But right now, probably a year of just the same crap. Because the immigration stuff and all that.
Yeah, lack of student visas, immigration's tightened up.
Like schools are laying people off.
Yeah.
Blah, 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 blah. But then but at the end of it, that the market has to dry up. Mm-hmm. We're just not quite there.
Okay, so you're saying that basically once all the places that are empty right now start to get filled up, we're running out of stuff that's going to come behind it. So theoretically, causation,
And in 5 years, you'll probably have a huge housing crunch because now there's no shovels in the ground. So.
Yeah. Well, I've been calling this too with when they brought in that anti-flipping tax. Mm-hmm. That brought a lot of places to the market, and we're getting pretty close to when that's up with the extra tax.
Yeah.
Right. So that's why I said when they first came out with this, I'm like, there's probably going to be a lot of tenants moving all of a sudden after that, because now the tax thing is out of the way. Now they're going to try to flip it and get their money, right? So I think that we'll probably see a lot of at least motion going in the rental side. And that it's interesting too with the stats, because we do that every once a month, obviously, for obvious reasons. That the prices have kind of leveled out as far as statistically going. And I've been in the camp that I think that we're kind of at the bottom. What are your thoughts? I mean, you did say that it's going to soften a bit more, but do you think it's going to be much, or just between 20 and $50?
I mean, that means somebody had to call me twice. Sorry, devil's advocate, but I see probably another 10-20%.
That's literally.
Really? But I think we skip down.
You can edit that one.
Yeah, we'll find out.
And that's purely to do with the fact that there's just a vacuum on the 1-2 beds.
Yeah.
Specifically Surrey, Langley.
Yeah, Surrey Central's getting hit hard.
Anywhere around a university.
Yep.
It's like a vacuum.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah, SFU Hill up at SFU right now, Burnaby it's tough going right now.
So around universities, Surrey Center, like centers that were small 1-bed units, it's not great.
Yeah,
I don't think it's going to be good for a bit, because they had this huge launch of units coming on board.
Yeah,
and then they suddenly shut off the demand.
Yeah, exactly. So now
they're like, all right, cool. Hey guys, BOSA, let's go build a bunch of high rises.
Yeah.
But then the guys that are buying your units, you're out.
Yeah, you're not there.
Yeah. So, I mean, I still think we got 10-20%.
Yeah.
I think 1-beds in Surrey, and somebody can send me a coffee if I'm right about this. But I think 1-beds in Surrey, condos hit $1,300.
Really? I think it's going to go that far?
I think they 1-bed 600 square foot condo in University District. I think it hits 13-14.
Wow. Well, we'll see, man. It's a brave prediction.
It is, but that's only 10% off of what it is right now.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So it's that same 1-bed is 1,600 right now. So
yeah, it's been getting real soft. So yeah. Well, we'll see how that all plays out, but hopefully things
not
start
to be pessimistic as hell, but
that would make you a property manager. Wicked. Well, I think we got through most of what we're deep pondering there. So thank you very much for coming on the show and giving us some insight onto what you think is going on in the world, and we'll see if the predictions are right.
Sorry, my phone rang. That was a one rule heading in too. That was really funny.
So people are trying to get a hold of you, other than calling while you're in a podcast. What is the best way to find you? We'll obviously have it in the description below, but what's the best way to find you?
Just email me, Kyle at GrantRes, GRANTRES.ca.
Cool.
GrantRes.ca, and you can call me anytime on my cell.
Great.
778-668-6731.
Awesome. Well, thank you again for coming on the show.
I'm around as long as I'm not sitting on a podcast.
Fair enough, right?
I would literally send this to that owner. That'll be funny.
Well, if you've been listening this long, thank you very much for listening. This has been Bamboo, Vancouver's Property Management and Investment Podcast.